I think she's a powerful force of good and positive energy.
But she ain't no Elon.
But she also brought us Dr. Oz and The Secret. We have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
I forgive her, but I mean, cut the The Secret is a particularly egregious offense.
What, you don't believe?
You don't believe? Believe?
I want to be rich. I am rich.
I imagine myself flying. I can fly. I will beat my wings until I...
Oprah thought she owned the media spotlight until Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson showed up like wrecking balls at a garden party. Forget book clubs and feel-good moments. This was pure chaos. One hurled questions like punches. The other grilled her like a summer barbecue for the elite. Is this the fall of Oprah's flawless image or just the start of a massive PR meltdown? Either way, the truth bomb they dropped caught her completely off guard.
Oprah Winfrey, she's worth $3 billion. She's up there talking about all the racism she encountered.
But okay, so Oprah Winfrey is American, but Kamala Harris, Jamaicans are not Americans, A. B, not oppressed in any sense. They're actually very successful in the United States. Caribbeans in general, I think, make more than native-born whites. They're successful, they're entrepreneurial. They're not part of the history of racism and slavery in the United States, just the opposite. They just showed up here. So, this is ridiculous.
She was never just a talk show host. She was a spiritual leader, a diet queen, a billionaire motivator, and the unofficial therapist of every suburban household. Her approval meant everything. Her disapproval was doom. She gave out cards like candy. She turned random writers into legends. She made people cry without even knowing why.
Joe Rogan is calling out Oprah and Michelle Obama for hypocritical speeches at the DNC. Watch.
She's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady.
Yeah, I know.
You're rich as... how is that equal?
But the shine is fading slowly, painfully, and almost ironically. The destruction comes from two very different media forces. Joe Rogan with his kettlebells and chaos. Tucker Carlson with his bow ties and vengeance. They did not join forces. They barely acknowledged each other. Yet they both aimed at the same target, Oprah's once untouchable empire.
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag?
Really?
Seems that way. I've never heard anybody criticize Oprah. Do you think it's political or do you think it's deeper than that? You're not like a right-winger.
No.
No? You don't even seem that political.
No, I'm not really. I'm pretty much, just want to do right by the people,
Start with Joe. He is the champion of skeptical brothers. A fight commentator turned podcast emperor who chats with astrophysicists, hunters, conspiracy theorists, and gym junkies like it is all the same. One day Oprah's name drops into the mix. Not because of a scandal. Not because of a wild quote. Just because Joe's internal radar started buzzing.
Bro, you remember the time Oprah had that lady on, his face bit off by the chimp? And she showed her face on TV?
Oh, yeah.
Miraculously, she survived just the unimaginable. Her name is Charla Nash. Charla almost always covers her face with a hat and scarf. She wears it, she says, because she doesn't want to scare people.
The lady was wearing a veil over her face, like, let's see your face. Come on. She pulls the veil away.
Like a note?
What are you doing?
Would you mind lifting the veil? Oh, so we can see. You could take the hat off. Oh, the hat comes off. Yeah. Okay.
Here is a woman who built her name on authenticity but packaged every moment like a corporate campaign. Joe did not need dirt. He just saw contradictions. He laughed as he unwrapped her image like expired organic protein bars. It started with the wellness obsession. Oprah sold self-improvement, but her version involved magic smoothies, overpriced gurus, and coaches with questionable science. Joe started pulling at the threads. Miracle diets, spiritual fads, and emotional branding are all wrapped in empowerment slogans. Oprah says you can have it all if you buy this book, sign up for this lifestyle and chant near a vision board made from yoga mat scraps. Joe, between workouts and elk recipes, calls it what it is, a commercial in disguise. No shouting. Just a laugh that said this is the game now. A laugh that hits harder than a headline.
On abortion.
If you do not have autonomy over this, over this? If you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
There's no American dream without abortion. That to me sounds like a woman that's had an abortion. I don't know, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Well, it's such a grotesque and crazy thing to say that clearly it's coming from somewhere.
And then there are the experts she promoted. Joe sees them too. The ones who went from talk show wisdom to Senate races and drug commercials. Oprah created a pipeline where charm replaced credentials. Joe just watched it unfold like a reality show. He asked basic questions. Why does the Queen of Truth surround herself with walking PR disasters? Why does every tearful moment feel like a trailer? Why does her operation feel more secretive than a government agency? Joe did not need to scream. The contradictions spoke loud enough. His fans leaned in, nodded and started seeing the cracks.
Did you see the Oprah interview?
No.
It's off the rails.
Yeah,
Off the rails.
I heard about it.
In the fucking wine mom country again.
Wow.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in
horrible.
my house, they're getting shot. Yes, I hear that.
Tim Dillon is the best. Tim Dillon's like, she's saying gypsy curses. What is she saying?
Now enter Tucker. A different force entirely. Where Joe uses humor and logic, Tucker storms in with patriotic fury. To him, Oprah is not just a media figure. She is a smiling vessel for elite narratives. He ignores the book clubs and branded pics. He sees a billionaire in disguise delivering moral lectures from a mansion kitchen. Oprah speaks when it is safe. She stays silent when it matters. She lands softly every time. Tucker digs into her endorsements, political and social. She signals everything without risking anything. She is a cultural shapeshifter, and Tucker asks the core question. What exactly is she influencing, and for whose gain?
Oprah, who's involved with Weight Watchers, just apologized for preaching personal accountability over the past decades. She said it's not personal accountability. We're supporting Ozempic. This is becoming, obesity is becoming something.
So you think Oprah got paid?
She's highly involved with Weight Watchers. Yeah, Weight Watchers has shifted from a personal accountability organization that it's been preaching for decades and is now a prescriber of Ozempic. They've totally changed because Ozempic is a better business model because you never go off of it.
This is insane. So maybe one of the reasons this is accepted, people don't see it as totally crazy, is
Tucker goes even further. He tears away the curtain like it is a drama finale. He does not care about flattering lighting or cozy interviews. He sees manipulation. A billionaire pretending to be your therapist while shaping public thought. Joe pokes holes in the wellness brand. Tucker roars at the power play. Oprah does not need to reply. She is not invited. They are not speaking to her. They are speaking through her. In their world, she has become a symbol. Joe sees her as a cautionary tale. Tucker sees her as the polished face of elite control. Both agree on one thing. Oprah is still selling hope, but fewer people are buying.
You see Oprah fall down?
Yes, and it's honestly...
She's a little
Love it.
old to be falling down. You loved it?
I loved it.
Wow.
Loved it. She
You
didn't
like
get
when
hurt.
people get hurt.
She's fine.
She's dead.
She died?
Yes.
All right. Ding dong. The witch is dead.
She did.
No,
Imagine if
she
she did, and I would
If she died from the
joking
fall,
about her.
yeah, we're fucked.
No, she didn't die.
No, she's fine. I just think
she looks like she got hurt.
it's nice to see billionaires fall.
Oh.
How about that?
Why does Oprah preach simplicity from a mansion the size of a village? Why promote empowerment while cashing in on other people's pain? Why speak out only when applause is guaranteed? These are not attacks. They are sarcastic truths, and the internet devours them. Joe's crowd laughs and questions. Tucker's fans frown and question. Two different worlds, one shared conclusion. Maybe Oprah is not the moral saint we thought she was. And that realization stings. They did not plan it. They did not share notes. They just saw the same cracks. This is not cancellation. Oprah is too big for that. This is worse. It is the slow death of belief. When the public stops trusting and starts doubting, the damage runs deeper than any scandal.
Let's think of when The Secret came out. I want to say that was like 2006-ish.
2004.
2006. Okay.
Nice.
So 12 years ago, she was 50 years old. How the fuck do you not know when you're 50 years old and worth $1 billion that that's not how it works?
That it's hocus pocus.
Yeah, it's not hocus pocus.
Yeah.
And to sell that to people is crazy. And that's a book that sold, I think I was reading, it sold somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 million copies.
Oprah stays silent. No podcasts. No rebuttals. Just waiting and watching, hoping it all fades. But once the myth starts crumbling, it is hard to patch. People talk. People remember. Clips go viral. They compare the woman who preached truth with the empire built on selling it. Joe and Tucker both toss their grenades. One laughs. One glares. One uses logic. The other uses outrage. Together, without meaning to, they deflate the Oprah balloon. Not enough to burst it maybe, but enough to shake her most loyal fans. Because once people see the Queen as just another brand in the influence machine, they ask dangerous questions. Who made her Queen? Why did we believe? Why did it take so long to see? The cultural mood has shifted. Oprah was once the moral compass. Now she is a lost yacht in a sea of digital rebellion.
One of the more I want to say disturbing, but it was confusing when that was taking hold with people. When I had friends that were telling me that The Secret is real and that they imagined they were going to fulfill these childhood dreams that they had had about whatever, being a fucking astronaut, whatever it would be. There's a couple people that I knew that were trying to tell me that The Secret was going to be the thing and that they had a vision board and they had photographs. They put pictures up of the things that they wanted, like them in front of large crowds and shit. I'm like, oh boy.
Them in front of large crowds.
This is so not how it works.
Yeah. But
And Joe, he cruises past in a kayak made of elk meat and skepticism. He calls out every contradiction with a shake and a smirk. He does not yell. The evidence screams for him. Oprah talks balance and healing while selling docuseries bundles with candles. Joe breaks it down like a bad health label. He sees the fog of wellness. Moon-charged water bottles, overpriced advice, and spiritual figures with publicists. An empire built on books that all lead back to you being broken unless you buy her solution. Meanwhile, Oprah's first fans, the daytime crowd, feel misled. Not betrayed like in a scandal, more like waking up and seeing the coach was also selling the couch. Joe paints the picture without saying a word. A woman once real and raw, now layered in branding slogans and selective awareness. It is not evil. It is just obvious now. Then comes Tucker. His cannon was aimed at the throne. He ignores the crystals and goes after control. For him, Oprah is not just overhyped. She is the gatekeeper of what is okay to believe. One speech from her and a whole nation shifts. That soft power scares him more than anything. It hides behind inspiration but bends society. It dresses privilege as purpose. Tucker does not call her corrupt. He lets the facts speak. Billionaire influencer trend shaper all at once. Not evil, just unsettling. The audience is not angry. They are waking up. They are doubting. And doubt is the one thing Oprah's empire cannot survive in large doses.